This is Amy B. Wang reporting for the Arizona Republic and USA Today. We're standing here outside the apartment of the San Bernardino shooters in Redlands, California, a short distance away from San Bernardino, where earlier this morning, bizarrely, media was allowed to go inside. And so by the time my colleague and I arrived, there was just a crush of news vans, journalists from seemingly around the world, camera crews, jostling to get inside this tiny two-story townhome. And inside we saw a lot of interesting things. In many spaces there was barely any room to move. The kitchen appeared to be very disheveled. It was unclear if that was exactly the state that it had been left in, or if authorities who had gone in earlier to investigate had disturbed a lot of things. There were several personal documents lying around. There were, I think, in many instances, a lot of the reporters seemed to be just as confused as probably people watching, as people live broadcast the interior of this apartment. Inside, it's quite small. It's a two-story townhome, but there were very narrow hallways and narrow stairway. In many places, you couldn't even move, and it was, to be honest, one of the strangest things I had ever seen. A lot of the questions we were hearing here and on social media was, how is it possible that they could have let journalists inside? And I spoke to two Redlands police officers who shortly after arrived across the street, and they were parked there, and they said that the authorities had cleared the townhome yesterday and released it back to the owners, and so being private property, whatever they did from this point on was up to them. It's still really unclear. I personally wasn't here for the moment that they opened the door, but by the time I arrived, the landlord was standing outside in the front yard giving interviews to several outlets, and so that's how we were able to go inside and see.